So I know these people did not try to use the placements of the sun in order to push forward things for themselves. I keep on hearing they didn't give up their dead or give up the dead. And I was looking at the description for dead and dull because it says a dull person. But we all know that great minds are usually seen as dull people. Um, we also have conduits or people that were created as a conduit of energy for resources or something like this, right? So a conduit doesn't have to go around here smiling and smacking everybody on the hand, when they walk into school, the classroom, smiling in everybody's face and everything like this. They're normally not like that. But even when we have actors and stuff like this, or people that be, in symbolism with taking pictures, and you see some people that are. We'll use Kanye as an example. If you look at him in pictures and stuff like this, or in the entertainment industry, he don't look happy. You know what I'm saying? It's usually the women that got something to prove with their nice dresses on, and the only reason why they smiling and doing all that is because they know they're about to look good in them pictures that's gonna be on the magazine. Other than that, these people may be dull or serious or allegedly handling business or something like this. But we have seen Kim Kardashian on the show. We have seen them act silly, gross, funny, bitchy, moody, cranky. We've seen them happy. We've seen them celebrate. We've seen them conversate. We've seen them, you see what I'm saying? Work. We've seen them, you know, do all these things. This is another reason why destinies shouldn't be swapped, or people should not be messing around with. Because I was picking up an energy like somebody trying to punish somebody that's not even above you. It's not even bothering you. Like you may not be bothered that much that don't hang. You older, you don't mind. You didn't raise kids and everything. You trying to do something with yourself. You finding yourself. You tapping more into yourself. You don't really find it necessary to be 50 years old hanging out with a group of women talking shit and drinking mimosas, after a party last night that you're only there to talk about the party last night. Most of the time it's talking about each other in a negative or derogatory way, or just drama or gossip or whatever like this. They don't really talk about business. They don't really talk about, anything of any kind of substantial something. It's just mostly about what it is. I used to be somebody that go out on Friday, Saturday, get on the phone, bitch. When we was at the club, no, because when I was going over there to the bar, I've been there on that level, and in this regular commoner level of society here, right? With clubbing and kicking, it's the same thing that the girls on the reality, the housewives or not, do on these shows. You see what I'm saying? If they weren't like being paid and propped up and looking good and put in front of the camera, they more than likely probably would not be talking about anything. They probably wouldn't be doing anything. They'd probably be just like some of us that are in regular day society, um, a couch potato or somebody that go to work and come home and chill and sit down, whatever like this. You see what I'm saying? But they do the same thing. They perform or whatever like this, and then they go and we don't know what they do, who they hang out with, who their real friends is, because that's just reality TV. It's not really their reality. So I was thinking about how they could try to label some of us as dull. But I was thinking in somebody's situation, it was a tactical force. I was just looking up some things. I put it on my Facebook about like science and transportation laws, things like this. I didn't know that they had banned any circus animals or something from being in um, used in movies or something like this. But this could also be, like I said, if the Greens or if there's another sector here that created some type of, they felt rejected by God or Hollywood. Um, Maybe these are the people that knew that I was supposed to be a superstar one day. There's elements to this because it's kind of headlining with God's source energy. Um, God created these people to be in the entertainment industry, or they went into the entertainment industry, or they went in the background into the circus module of. I feel like it's a feather of mine that had that circus module that they've been using, like these performers that go around, but they first have to come in as these renegades and rob from those of us that are have bright futures, right? um, and then they take that and they run off and then they create their own little underworld activity entertainment thing or something like this, because these might be people that were banned from being in Hollywood. If I'm Hollywood, or if I was born to be running Hollywood or behind the scenes in Hollywood or a superstar, you get what I'm saying? um, it's like my grandfather or something like that could have been like something to do with like a um, that. But a feather energy was somebody that was a part of the circus, like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to be there, then I'm going to go ahead and start my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the greens. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to be in heaven, well, I'll create my own heaven on earth. And they created these greens, a faction, I feel, of a whole bunch of different offspring from all over the world that have power within each other or huddling together. But it can also quickly turn into an act of war or an act of um, rebellion or an act of terrorism if they use the knowledge that they obtained from being in certain positions at certain points in time, in order to harm or block other people that are coming into their um, you know. So like I said, I don't necessarily mind being like more chill right now and not really having friends, but I feel like if these people are putting us down as minors or treating us as minors or children, it could be child abuse. If your child was associating really well with a group of people, but then the mother figure in the background comes in and causes drama or steers these people away from you, pays them money to treat you mean or to poison you, or this one, it turns into something different. You see what I'm saying? If these people have a footing in the entertainment industry or somewhere, just because you are supposed to be destined to be something, they were blocked a long time ago. So these are people that are trying to steal their children's skins, positions, family, or whatever, so that they can show up on the big screen or the little screen, as the person. So, like I said, these could be like mandated reporters, guardians, things like this that have been abusing their authority on a child since birth and being cruel to the child, for some reason. And then they think they're going to step on this child and squash it and go into whatever position that this child has in this nation, the world, heaven, whatever you want to call it, to ruin their reputation, smear them. Because I was thinking about that movie Black Mirror, and I said somebody mama is dead wrong. Somebody mama could have hooked them up with a neural chip so they could see what this child see and be concerned about this chip, like on Black Mirror. But I think this person shared it with a lot of people to humiliate someone. Okay, and also kind of control, if these people put these people as like judges or something amongst someone that is not supposed to be judged, that's actually supposed to be judging those people that try to judge them and make something hard for them. So I think forcibly removing people from your children, whether they're adult children to you or not, and forcibly pushing them out of their area. You just thinking that you moving. Oh, I just moved from the area. No, but this was a tactical force to move you out of something that belongs to you. None of them people would have a job if it wasn't for you. This could also be the group of people that are forgetting that no matter what you do or where you went, in what sector, you were purchased by God in order to be able to do that. You can't get over that hurdle. So, like I said, these are somebody's belongings. And some of these belongings were created just to be in a certain sector. They were not created to do anything else. It's kind of like the gag when you sign those contracts. So somebody that signed a contract and we see them be a superstar, you might as well forget about it. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you'll never have the authority over the earthly king or God or whatever this is. Do you understand what I'm saying? There should be something that could be written up to just totally devastate these people and remove them from anything. These are people that try to do this to the little man, that they can't buy or sell, or they seen you're going to be great. You can't buy, sell, trade, or whatever like this. Same thing goes for these people, because you can't outsmart God. Just saying. And a lot of these people are dull. you just seen them perform in movies, and so you think this person 24 hours a day is in some kind of radiant light. No, these people could come alive. Some of these people come alive only when they're recording. When they're not working, they're like pulling at their hair, they're antsy. Maybe they want to work or something, but they don't want to do what you and I are doing. They want to do what they want to do. Is be in movies or something like this, right? So this, let's just think that somebody is discriminating against somebody in the movie industry because this person is good and they're having all these roles and people keep picking them, and so you get jealous and then you like trying to stop this person or ruin them or say that they're on drugs or something. But still, the person that you're doing that to, if it's a celebrity, they're just going to get more press, more press. But that's a stain that can't be removed. It's going to be written in their little Wikipedia notes, about this. They can't take it off, right? So this could be also something where some people weren't maybe on drugs. This was a punishment or something like, oh, yo, shit is too smooth. You're too perfect. We have to taint you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So if you read the definitions to that, I see where somebody can mm, but like, could somebody go, if you are a property of Capitol Records, can somebody from Universal come into your zone and try? You see what I'm saying? It's something like this. It's something like this. Because if you're going against America or causing problems in America, America is America. This is the soil. Okay? Well, oh, so you're gonna go somewhere else and record everything or something like this, or you're gonna go get a license in another country so that you could go ahead and okay. Well, I guess this is why sometimes we don't see stuff that's getting recorded in other countries, or we don't see media, or we don't see movies, or we don't see that much stuff unless we, now we have all these apps, because now everything in life has been centered on the internet. Boy, oh boy, what would happen if people didn't have the internet anymore? Even movies, like we don't have movie stores anymore. You have to go online and learn how to use these little apps and stuff like this to download or purchase your movies. Everything is centered there in a screen. Everything that people think is important now, even if you're not in the screen, you're just supporting people that are in the screen, that's making money being in the screen, and you watching the screen. And you get what I'm saying? I was just thinking about that real quick when I just went to the store. There's like restrictions or something like this. We don't. America doesn't have to have an entertainment industry. I mean, it brings in a lot of money or something like this, but it doesn't have to. And then I said the chitlin circuit gonna always go on and do. We're just wondering what could be in the minds of people, what they really trying to play with. The chitlin circuit is gonna be, but it's in the guts, it's in the intestines where all the nasty stuff is. So eventually, or sometimes, it could be causing a disease or something, depending on what you eat or something like this or whatever, or what's put in your food. Yeah. It's like, it's a fact that these people are still sitting up in your energy trying to see what you about to do. Oh, you're fired. You this. You can't have that. You can't. But these people still find a way to once a day come see what the fuck you doing or I'm doing, right? Okay, that's what I mean about the difference between a conduit or a God source energy than, people that were created or chose to be created or used for some certain spectrum here. Because you've been able to steal somebody's intellectual property and give it to somebody else, you mean to tell me? Yeah, and that person can still create and they're still thinking outside the box and they still, see, that's a problem right there. Why would you even do that? Because you could have just kept it in the original package. Now you didn't repackage this, not even worth as much or something like this as well. That's why I said about dead people is like dead thinking, stinking thinking. People that, once they get in a position of power, the first thing, if they get like into a database, the first thing they're going to do is go look up their enemies and try to find something and ruin them. Or, when you're supposed to be working, you're supposed to be thinking of something else like more advanced. but you're using the technology to harm somebody that doesn't deserve. You don't know this person, you ain't seen this person in 40 years or something like that. They don't have no reason to do it to you. Don't. So it's just a crazy thing. Those that's just, I tell you, the dead only see what they want to see. And it's like, damn, you dead and you still thinking about me. It's almost like these people are a cancer or a fungus or something like this. And then it's like, I don't necessarily know if I want little light kids and little dark kids playing together. Demons and, this could also be what we were warned about in Deuteronomy 28, that these people will come in and take something over because demons do have an advantage over regular beings. Um, they do. So you want me to let my kids play with your kids, but my kids have the energy that your kids want to harvest, and your kids want to act like they all that, and they have the nice cars, and they slapping it up with everybody in the school as they like a celebrity walking down the school, but really the energy is radiating off of my child that they want to be best friends with, and then they want to come up off of that person's energy. Because they know how to they know how to manipulate, or they know how to play, or witches or something that know how to override somebody else's energy and ride that shit into the sunset. Even off with your man or your child's, it's gonna be the same in this. It's a no. So if these masculine energies, with the 7 rings or the 7 nations wanted to take their ring away from me, there's nothing else. You don't get nothing else. You just have to go back to whatever you were doing or something like this or something like that. Because all of the women that these people or all of the entities that they're using to play with, they're pedophiles, they're thieves, they're robbers, they're energy harvesters. So no, I don't want, they're pedophiles. They've robbed most of these children. The only reason why they're using this child is because they put some kind of assets in this child's name instead of in your bank account or my bank account or in my hands after their father passed away that you secretly hid or that you murdered this person. So you got to keep the money somewhere. So you're going to keep it in the name of the children so that somebody from Islam can marry that child, and then the child don't even never have to submit to or live with this person. They just married them so they can have access to the assets that the child has. This is, it's almost like also child labor laws or child endangerment, because if your bitch put cameras at my house to make me look bad, she obviously had to get pictures of my children that could walk around in shorts or a tank top or something showing their belly in the house or something like this, or in the shower. If I got in that shower and you recorded me in there, my child was in that shower and you recorded her in there, so you sick in the head, bitch. And you can't, I don't want it. And if somebody linked up or got in a contract or something with somebody else, bitch, no, you can't. The kids that was produced from my womb or my seed or my son, even if these bitches kidnapped them, that's what I'm saying. These people are mentally fucking it. They need to be taken out back. No, my kids can't play with yours, because you always going to have, the dark children are always going to have a it's like a moth to the flame. I'm telling you, these children that's gifted like this, most of the time they don't be out there, clapping it up with everybody. They may be the wallflower, but they are that's the power behind these people, because they still are captured, or people still take notice of them, or that is really the appetite for these particular people. They look for them, but then they publicly shame them because they're not cool enough, or they don't act crazy at a concert or something like this. But at the same time, that is the conduit of light. That's what you're looking for, so you can zap the light right out of them and put it in a dead person that still got a fucked up way of in their mind here. They still in a gutter thinking, and then try to scurry and lift them children above, or those people. I'm just talking children as America right now, because we could go look at. I noticed that China, it made a lot of advancements. They got shit. They be on point, but I feel like the energy with the copycat or the black cat or copycat energy or something like this, it's not culturally sound for these people to be using urban dance and stuff like this. Anybody can do it. There's no rules against it. Everybody loves it. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying like I done seen some Asian kids in some like little competition tear some shit up. Like Americans should be concerned. You know what I'm saying? If they get, you know what I'm saying? if you competing against these little kids or something like this. And so China is advancing in many different and levels. But again, the inspiration, do you understand what I mean about the Hebrews and always having people come in and kind of like watch them from the background and then come in and say, we can do that. And yeah, you may even be able to do it better. You see what I'm saying? It may be because of their cultural differences or how they do dance. It's a little bit easier to move right into urban dance, or how they dress or something is a little bit easier to and then outshine or something like this. Or it may be a smaller frame doing some of the dance moves that we've been doing for a long time, but they're able to move differently, or their appetite, what they eat. You know what I'm saying? It's different things like this, right? So but you would have to look what it's not discriminating, it's not nothing, it's okay, it's cool. But what I was saying is we can't fight the fact that if there is a bunch of Asian children on the scene that know how to dance urban, that is urban tradition or culture. Okay, you have found that, you liked it, you're inspired by it, and you're mastering it. There's nothing wrong. I'm guessing there's nothing wrong with that. Is it? It's almost like you could see the replacement right there. But if you allow them to like dance all over you on your domain or in your area, then there you go. There's your first step of somebody taking over, because now people are looking at, hey, I seen this talented little, you know what I'm saying, and it's almost like because of the restrictions or whatever this is that they've been blocking here, because of deals that's done behind the scenes over shit that don't got nothing to do with us. A lot of these politicians and these people are already wrapped up or compromised in something where they're indebted to someone, or well, we'll make sure that you get that position in this and that if you make sure that we could be able to do this. And then it's tit for tat, and it's tattletale, and it's blame game, and it's everything when motherfuckers is like overstepping, or you didn't do this, China, or this is all these people be doing on the media, going back and forth about the deals they all made to make themselves something. And then some of us that are supposed to be rising to an occasion are going to rise to the occasion in this time. It's like a hack or something. um I was just thinking about that, and nobody sees it for the whole thing. They when you come and looked at it with an exacto eyes and look at it like this, they want to try to make it into something else. No, I'm saying exactly what the fuck I just said. Because in America, they're not showing us every day on the TV what Chinese people are doing in China and things like this. We're not seeing everything that Haiti is doing. We're not even seeing what Haitians are doing in our own nation when they have their own communities. They got the eye in the projects and still can't find, or on the south side of Chicago, and they still can't find the murderers that murdered somebody or shot somebody. It's hard to convict. I know from the place we come from, it'd be like, yeah, nobody never found that person. Nobody never found that person. So people watch to take, but they don't watch to help or to heal. And I'm not talking about any particular race. We're just talking about they. But it's some of your own people that they have to get past your these, because in the black community, nobody was sitting here talking to us about culture. You had to go to the youth center or something like this, or what do you call those things? It's like a youth center, like a rec center or something like this, to learn about that shit or something like this if it was outside of school. Nobody, a lot of time, well, I don't know what people in secret societies or in the South, or these people that had this plan for 40 years or whatever to take over the nation, I don't know what they teach their kids behind closed doors, or they be in Freemasonry and in colleges, and well, most of the time maybe some of these people experience this kind of click baiting or click energy when they get to college, after they left home. Maybe they didn't join the gangs, or maybe somebody was always, joining something after school programs or something. Makes it easier for those people when they go into college to join things and get involved or something like this. Okay. So this could be the difference too. Children that got involved in all multiple activities or something like this, versus the ones that just came home and watched TV or something like this. But A lot of times the ones that come home and watch TV, they can still be a conduit. They just don't know how. Nobody never leveled out or taught these children how to level out their gifts or talents or skills or anything in order to use them for their advantage, not to hurt people, but to make advancements for their own self. And so it's something that something is off. Something is off. Okay, it's almost like a cheat sheet for people that come in here and say, "Oh, I'm just coming here for work," or "We're just coming here because I got married to a man, 90-day fiance." Nobody is seeing the real behind it, or they didn't, or maybe they did, and this is just what the whole plan was. So I don't know. But these people feel like if they can kill you with paper genocide, then they can take over your existence, and that's not going to be. It's 2025. And there's protections against all of this. It's just lost in the gazillions of different laws and orders and codes and bills and acts and all that shit. And you can't tell me that somebody that came here and only been here from Jamaica for 10 years or from another place from 20 years or something like this knows more about the ins and outs of our laws and acts and bills and rights and all these things than the American children, where they were able to be given like a pamphlet or something to come right in here and get started on the things that somebody knew was going to get them to success and look more valuable or haughty than the actual people that live here and our ancestors been here going through bullshit for hundreds of years and thousands. And then to tell me like that don't work no more, bloodlines or whatever, don't, says who, motherfucker? Because just like you in that contract with that record company that you didn't read every single word forever, or something like this that could have been owned by a forefather of mine or a feather of mine. The same way my contract with God and my existence on this in this nation, that's one nation under God. And just like in 2025, these people can put these, they're watching these laws and acts, and then they're just throwing one out there like, we're going to do this and that. If nobody ever catch us, they're not going to ask. But if they do, here's what we put in. And if we can't use circus animals like lions and stuff like this and tigers, but we can use cats and dogs. Well, what's the truth about cats and dogs? That once they took your status and made it sure that they put a denominator or a line of demarcation, and they was having you in the lower realms and the higher realms, now you don't realize, that, oh, I'm a lion to Judah, or I'm this, that, but then you've been really cut down to just a cat or a dog instead of a wolf. You see? Says who? What do you got that I don't got? Something that belong to me? Access, knowledge, a neural chip that links you to somebody, because somebody don't have to have the information and intel. That means that that's not for you. But now they've learned how to use transhumanism to steal the shit right out of you and then just use it anyways. Who's doing that? Why is there not a law or a ban against transhumanism? And or did they just hurry up and steal from those of us that they wanted, and then hurry up and lock the door real quick so that we can't realize that half of our the gifts that God poured into us, or what can I say, replenished us with, or something like this, we don't have it no more. We didn't do nothing wrong. We was just ourself, like you supposed to be, and somebody noticed that self, and they wanted to be that self, and then they did. So what is this saying to us? Because it's dangerous now to pick at it, because pick at the scab or whatever, because it's like, if you shut it down altogether and say people can't practice this, there's going to be somebody that's going to take it somewhere, or they're going to do it even just a little bit or under the radar or something like this. And then now all of your information and your intel and your joy and your everything is split all over the nation, split up into all these different energies or entities or something. And you like Humpty Dumpty never being put back together again. Good thing some of us can regenerate ourselves, but that's not right. Have you seen that somebody did this as a child to this person all their life, and just because they don't know about the rules, 1,000, 2,000, a million people going to sit there and watch somebody do this to one person so you can feed yourself and feed your flock? Because I'm not a fish, so they have something about like different things with like fisheries and things like this. I'm not a fish. I'm a lion, a wolf. a dragon, and a person, not a person, and I'm having a human experience. We'll put it like that. There's no right or wrong way. Somebody's coming up with something every single day to make themselves seem smarter, to put themselves in a sector where they can feel like they can bully and do whatever they want to do to other people. Let's just say you don't know how God works, but you've learned the laws of the land, or you learn something like this, and you learn how to maneuver or pull out a little paper or a contract or something like this, or something to move your way through something, is what it feels like these people have been doing. And then to also block or banish or block other people. But these are people that are banished, never to come back again. And you snuck back in, and then you started going behind the scenes working to banish somebody else, but you're slowly siphoning everything from that person. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody should have to wake up and feel like every day you found where I live and you got some kind of mechanism where you suck in every little life source that my God-given rights or my natural rights or my something more, my talents or my knowledge or whatever this is. Because you can't get it, why can't you get it? You could have spent that money on rebuilding yourself, or no, because you can't get it. So you have to be a pedophile, and before I'm birthed or before I'm at a certain age where I'm able to be capable to pick up on certain signals, you've already siphoned the information so you can continue to exist in your children. But obviously, it's not natural for you to exist, or God would not have. You would not be searching for or coming with a perfected way of stealing those resources or that stuff from source. Some of us woke up like this. It's not for you to take it and use it. And I don't want, if your children or your wife is a pedophile, or your children are pedophiles, or your children are abusive by nature or something, I don't want or they just nasty, they trying to perform sexual on kids all the time. You know what I'm saying? No, no. Or always trying to figure out what they can find out about this child. Oh, we got this new friend, and they think your child think they're in a group of friends, and these people treat them like shit. But they know behind most of the time the children that are treated like shit are the greatest. It's just the people had to make everybody else think that they shit so they can siphon off the top, so they can take off the top. And so you replaced a good thing, a whole thing, a wholesome thing for somebody that need to feed off of other people when you're supposed to be in the industry of doing something else. I mean, it just sounds so ridiculous, but this is what I'm picking up on, this rising. And you're not going to be doing it no more. This is why people will be getting deported. So let's just go into it a little bit deeper so that the media can't turn it into something like, oh, it's race. A black person was at the counter and somebody spit on them. No, bitch, these people been coming here stealing. They've been talking about a third party situation behind your back, and there's a foreign bitch that's connected to your relationship or your spouse, and they're definitely transport. So how did trafficking get so out of hand? Let me see. People have been marrying foreign women or women that don't have nothing to do with this, and then allotting them some type of access of higher knowledge about what's going on with all of us, and keeping you at home cooking and cleaning and scrubbing shit. And then, you know what I'm saying, when you are the natural provider of this seed or something like this, when you provide these seed, or when they go in and take your seed, because a lot of these women may not be able to have their own children, and so they don't know what it's like to not have to have children. Now I'm figuring that I may be one that knows what it's like to have children, love children, birth children and everything, but I may not have experienced having my own child because of some weird thing. And I know that when I'm talking, people know what I'm talking about, and they could do something about it. They think it's just about me. Oh, we don't want to save you or something. These are people that hated the light or something that was already on you. They hate God or something like this, or they want to see the takeover of America or the fall of our government or whatever this is. But they don't see the detrimental thing about it with themselves, unless these are the ones that thought that they thought a little bit more advanced, and they're just sending all the trash people from other countries that are in trouble or been found to be doing these things. They're cleansing their countries and sending them here, and then these are the people that were already here that know what's going to go down, and they've already placed themselves somewhere else in the land or off in another country or something like that, because they feel like they know what's going down. But hopefully they meet the same tragedy that they thought that they was going to leave us in or you in here where they go, because really we got to focus and clean this shit up. It's just as simple as that. You know, I think about the Aryan energy and how that's an older symbol than, like I said, the KKK, and it's just like, do these people know that though? Do you know? Are you knowing your? Are you just listening to what scientists say and other people say? Do you know? How do you know that you're not letting these scientists mislead you? Like, oh, this is trash. Let us just have this, and you just gave away your conduits of energy for your nation that is meant to be here all the time, not share with other people in order for this place to continue to be what the great place that it was or it should be. That's just like letting your neighbor that you can't stand come walk up in your house, and every day you come home, this nigga be all standing behind your wife showing her how to, you know, bake this cake with the mixer, and she laughing and shit, and you got to be at work all day, but this nigga don't work. And every time you come home, oh, I said love thy neighbor, but damn, this nigga in here, you licking, sucking cake batter off this nigga. I'm just, I don't know why it's just so funny when I just seen that. And if it's a girl, would it be different? If it's a transgender, would it be different? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, so much distractions and lust because maybe a man, if he's at work and he's messing around, maybe he don't give a fuck when he come home and see that going on. And then there you go with some type of like lawlessness or something like this, something that's gonna spread because eventually somebody's gonna get mad. Somebody ain't gonna be getting what they were getting from it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like two people was cheating on each other. It's not funny, but I'm just, if both people just acting like, oh, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, and then all of a sudden somebody don't got that person no more, and now they all up in your face, and now it's a problem. I was just thinking, because I went to the gas station earlier, and then I was just, I don't know, I just drove around the corner a little bit. I sat in the driveway, and I was thinking a little bit and everything. And then here I come in the house, and he's sitting there like he about to go outside and do something. I don't know, like with his hat and coat and everything. And I said, "What you doing?" He's like, "Oh goodness, you went to the store to get your cigarettes, and you've been gone for like 3 weeks." And I'm like, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just taking notes from you." Not for nothing, but just in case. you know, you know what I'm saying? Some of us have to replenish ourselves. We made like that. Why you over here worry about what I'm doing? A lot of these people worry because they took something from you. They're gonna see when you're gonna now they know you realize it. It just when are you gonna figure out the steps to take to penalize them? Are they already being penalized? A lion can't. It's. I heard that can a leopard change his spot? A lion can't change the fact that a lion is a lion. I ain't seen a lion come out and say, "Yeah, bitch, I'm a zebra now." It just people have been dabbling in science and shit like this and trying to splice or something like this. Pretty sure they're doing the same thing to us, a liger and shit like this. Okay, um, but some of us have these natural. That's why they watched us over the years to see those different elements of us naturally be. But again, like I said, if somebody is literally physically, if they made a smart town or they're making smart towns and they're literally abusing you by not letting you meet one friend, or these children are going to school and they're feeling very sad because people don't want to talk to them or they're not talking to them or something like this. And also something about somebody talking about necromancy, because I don't do necromancy, and I don't believe that I don't naturally believe that um, even with these spirit boxes, I'm looking at this right now. I don't even know if that is the real thing. People could be having recordings and putting them. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, I wouldn't know unless I was testing out something like that myself, hands on, if this is real. I don't just take, it could be a million people pop up on the scene tomorrow with a spirit box saying, oh, did you hear that? Yeah, it may be something that's triggering. It's not even about did you hear it, it's what was said and how it triggers in my mind, because my mind is and I feel like somebody could be trying to turn somebody into a human spirit box or a medium or something like this, but I'm not a medium. Matter of fact, I know exactly what God was showing me, that I was having some kind of connect, because there was a lot of people that were going to be dying or leaving. It's like a group of people, like they are 80 years old or whatever, how it says in the Bible, and they were leaving this place and they were relating messages to me about things to gift to me or other people or that was left or sorry or whatever this is. And I was getting messages from people that are in their dream state, or maybe in these are older people that's not mobile anymore and they could be drifting in and out. I was getting messages from those particular people, and somebody could have thought that as a gold mine. They could have kidnapped, when I was at my most powerful, they could have kidnapped that version of me right there, because they want to be able to take that on the road. See what I'm saying? But you're never supposed to touch this energy here. And again, they're not just doing this on their own. There has to be other sectors, like you it's there's rules and guidelines you have to follow, even in the entertainment industry, to even be able to, or like a doctor, that even be able to practice what they're doing or have their practice. It's still a practice. Did you notice it's called a practice? So I know these people don't know what they're doing. They're just acting like they do. They got their books behind them in the bookshelf when they come on the news. They got the outfit on or something like this to match. It's a doctor still has a practice. They have a doctorate, but they still, their livelihood, what they're doing every day when they, after they get their doctorate, it's a practice. Hold on.